Let's get one thing straight. You do not need a huge following to get clients. If you've been telling yourself, I need a bigger audience before I can make more sales, or I'll start getting more inbound leads once I have more followers, or nobody's paying attention, or not the right people are paying attention, I must need to grow more followers first. Then keep watching because that belief is keeping most coaches broke. Now, look, for context, I've personally have enrolled over 500 high ticket clients online and generated over 4,000 inbound leads without ever having a huge audience. And I've done plenty of videos where I unpack my whole story, so I'm not going to do it here today, but you can click around and watch videos if you want to hear more about my whole story and how I've done that. Now, today, I'm going to show you exactly why audience size doesn't matter as much as you think. That's what she said. But more importantly, what actually does matter when it comes to getting clients consistently. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Now, most coaches look at the big names in the industry and think, well, of course they're getting clients. They have thousands and thousands of followers. I have an audience they have an audience that listens to them. And because of that, they assume the reasons they're not getting enough clients is because they don't have enough reach or they don't have enough followers. And that assumption is flat out wrong. Now, let me tell you a quick story. Just a couple weeks ago, I started working with a coach named Rachel, and she's in the weight loss space. She had less than 3,000 friends on Facebook. In fact, the exact number is 2,875 friends on Facebook. And she was posting, she was showing up, she was giving value, but nothing was working. And then we hopped on a call, we tweaked her messaging, and we crafted a very specific post, designed it to attract her dream clients and make them raise their hand, basically respond to her call to actions. And within 24 hours, she had 47 quality leads reach out. And then within 2 weeks, we ran what I call a conversion content campaign. She had 197 inbound leads from her Facebook profile. Not a big audience, right? No ads she was running, no complicated funnels. This is going straight off of her Facebook profile. She had just a clear, compelling message that spoke directly to the right people. You see, that's the real game. Now let's talk about the 3 reasons why most coaches don't need a huge following. In fact, I would say unless you have already really mastered some of the fundamentals, you have something that works, and now you want to be able to attract more of the right clients. That's really the key. Because look, if you're not getting leads right now, or you're not getting at least enough inbound leads consistently, it's 99% of the time not because you don't have enough people watching. In fact, most people have, if you have at least 500 or 1,000 quality leads in your audience, you have enough people. It's because the people who are watching aren't feeling compelled enough to reach out. Here's why audience size is not the real issue and what actually matters instead. Reason number 1 is people buy based on trust, not based on numbers. You don't need you don't need more people watching. You need the right people that are paying attention. Think about it like this. Would you rather have 10,000 random followers who don't really engage, or who maybe do engage, but they're tire kickers? They're not your ideal clients. They're not really buying. Or would you rather have 500 highly interested dream clients who love your content and who trust you? Basically, the whole adage of quality versus quantity. You see, a small engaged audience will outperform a large disconnected one every single time. Or having a bunch of the wrong people that are watching, which is very, very typical for people that have gone hard in like the short form kind of reels, TikToks game. They get tons of audience, they get tons of followers, but it's a lot of the wrong people, and so they don't convert very consistently. And that's exactly why some coaches that I've worked with personally that have over 50,000, some have 200, some have over 600,000 followers, and they're still struggling to book calls consistently. While others who have 500 quality followers, or in this case, like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 friends on Facebook, they're quietly making 20, 30, 40, 50, some even over $100,000 a month. And it's not about how many people see their content or your content. It's about what your content makes them feel. I'm going to say that again. It's about what your content makes them feel. Reason number 2, the right message makes people stop and take action. You see, most coaches are posting every day, but their content is missing one crucial thing. It's not clear who they help, or maybe it is for some, but it's not specific about the problem they solve. It's very vanilla. It's very general. It's everybody saying the same thing, right? Or lastly, it just doesn't make the reader or the viewer say, oh my God, this is exactly what I need. You see, this is why most people's posts get ignored, at least by the right people, right? Again, if you want to feed your ego, go ahead and just post some generic stuff. Go ahead and post all the stuff that goes after, like, the vanity metrics, the views, the followers, and not to say that's bad, but the key is making sure you're saying the right message. So if you get 500 or 1,000 views on your video, or if you get 50 people, if it's 50 of the right people, that's going to outperform when it comes to you growing your business. You know what I'm saying? Because content isn't just about sharing tips. It's not about just putting out information. Information is super commoditized. It's about creating an emotional connection that makes someone want to take action, that empowers them to want to take action. Let's go back to Rachel for a second. She wasn't saying anything wrong in her content before. She wasn't saying things in a way that made her audience feel something, like in their body, that like really spoke to their biggest desires and their biggest pain points. So we refined 3 things, and you can write this down, because this is exactly what I would have you do if I was working on your messaging. Is the first thing is we refined her messaging. We got really clear on who she helps and why. Okay? And not just the I help busy professionals type stuff. No. I'm talking we went, like, you got to go deep, right? You got to go into the narrative. Like Dan Kennedy, famous marketer, says, enter the conversation in the customer's mind, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But you get my point. You got to go deep into, like, what is going on in their narrative. What are the symptoms, the present moment things that are actually happening in their life? What are they complaining about? You got to get specific. Specificity is the secret here. The more specific that you can get in your communication, the more concrete that you can make things, it's going to just land with people like that. It's going to hit them so much harder. They have to know, and the more you can get into their head, the more they're going to trust you. For example, this may be TMI, but a few years back, I was out in an event in Arizona, and I started to develop this rash. It was all over my armpit here. And again, TMI. But this is going to prove this point here, or at least it's going to give some more context to this point. And I got home to Florida, and I called Teladoc, and Teladoc's like didn't really ask much, but just was like, here, take this cream, it's going to help. I put the cream on, it didn't help. It started to spread, and it was like pulsating. It was going down my chest. It was gnarly. And I was just like, I don't know, is it shingles? I don't know what. And so my wife was like, hey, you should call a dermatologist. And I was like, no, smart idea. And so I ended up calling this dermatologist, and he was so specific into the narrative that was going on. He was just like, hey man, is it like pulsating down? Like he's like, is it like big, and is it getting red? Like, let me see a picture of it. And he was like, does it kind of hurt like shingles? But it's not shingles, but does it hurt like it? And he was just so specific to like the actual symptoms and the things that were going on, that I was like, this guy's got to know, right? Instantly, I trusted him. And so when he gave me the solution, it went away in 2 days, and I was just like, duh. So the more you can get into the narrative, the more specificity that you can have, the more powerful your marketing is going to become. Secondly, back on track here with Rachel, what we refined was her hook. We created an opening line that literally stopped the scroll. And we had various posts that we did on her, so there wasn't just like one specific post. And then her CTA, this is the third major thing that we refined, her call to action. We made it really easy for people to raise their hand, for people to DM her, for people to reach out. We just made it super irresistible, if you will. And then boom, she had 197 leads, and still counting, by the way. This is still going at the time of recording this. She's in the process of running a third campaign. So this is going to be well over 200, maybe 300 by the time this video airs. But that's what happens when you get the right message in front of the right people. It's, not magic. It's just called psychology. Now, reason number 3 is engagement doesn't equal income. Duh. It's like you can't take your phone and go, to the bank and be like, hey, look at all my followers, can I get a cash advance? Because I got tons of followers, This doesn't work like that. And a lot of coaches are out there chasing likes and they're chasing comments and they're thinking that it equals business growth. And again, in some cases it can if you do it the right way, but most don't have the right foundation in place with their messaging and with their audience and with their content, and so they're basically just chasing vanity. And again, I was guilty of this too at one point in my career, so I'll throw myself under the bus as well. But let me ask you this, seriously, really think about this. This will give you where your current mindset's at. Would you rather have 100 comments and no sales on a piece of content? Because this is very true for a lot of people. Or would you rather have 10 DMs from quality dream clients asking how they can work with you? Seriously, really think about that. Would you rather have 100 comments from people that are just kind of randos? You're not going to make, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, because that's what people are chasing right now. Or would you rather have 10 inbound DMs come to you with the dream client saying, hey, tell me more. How can I work with you? Because engagement feels good, but it doesn't pay the bills. You see, most of my highest converting posts, they don't always get the most likes. They don't get the most engagement. They don't get the most followers. But they do bring in the right people. The ones who see my message, the ones who feel like they need what I have. For example, I'm running a campaign right now to where I am adding... I have spots open for our done for you offer, where I do done for you copywriting and marketing campaigns and all that stuff for companies, for coaches. And I have a co-creation where I hop on Zoom and I help them basically build out their messaging. I help them write their copy. I'm doing basically co-creation, right? And I don't have tons of engagement on the campaign, but I do have a lot of the right people reaching out, and they're dream clients, people that are reaching out, and it's really easy to fill. Because A, it's a great offer. It's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But B, it's because I know exactly how to speak to people. I know exactly what people are looking for and what they need, and where I can best leverage my skills and talents. And there's that's a whole nother lesson there too. We got some more videos that we can do. But anyways, that's the goal. It's being able to put a message out where they can feel like they need it, they want it, and you're speaking their language. So now that you know audience size isn't the issue, what should you focus on instead? So we'll end this off with 3 quick fixes that will make your content work for you, not against you. Now, step 1 is speak to one person, not the masses. Literally, don't pretend to do this. Actually imagine one of your current clients or somebody that you would love to work with, and I want you to create a video or write a piece of content to that one person. Stop trying to appeal to everyone. Stop trying to appeal to your niche or to your avatar. Literally just think of an actual person. So instead of saying, for example, are you struggling to lose weight? Are you struggling to lose fat? Are you struggling to lose blah, 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 right? Which is still kind of good. But instead, if you're speaking to one person, you might be like, hey, look, if you're working out 5 times a week, you're eating clean, and you're still stuck at the same weight, here's why. If you know that is speaking... the specificity there is so much more powerful, and it's going to resonate, and it's going to get more people to lean in. Oh, the right people. See, one is more generic. The other makes the right person feel seen. Okay, the next step here is going to be to include a story. Right? You want to include some kind of story, because stories are what's going to connect your audience to you, and they're going to make people not just feel something, but they're going to make people feel part of something. And it almost acts as the bridge, right? So if you think about, if you're speaking towards the problems, and then you have the desire where people want to be, if you want more people to take your call to actions, right, you've got to bring them through a story, which is a bridge. And I call your story, I just did a video on this, your story is your superpower, because it truly is. It's the bridge that helps them be where they're currently at in their mind, but it allows them to see how things are possible, and it's the bridge that will move them forward to where they want to be. And then you can give them an easy call to action. And that's step 3, end with a clear call to action. Most posts don't convert because they don't tell the reader or the viewer what to do next. It's now this is an extreme here. I know if you're watching this, you probably don't do this, but I've seen people I hope this helps. DM me if you have any questions, right? Perhaps like that could help, a very small percentage of the audience might do that, but it's basically a dead end. So you want to get specific with call to actions to where it's like, if you want help with this, drop leads below and I'll send you my exact XYZ process. Right? That is an action step. You're giving somebody a very specific thing to do that is compelling, that's irresistible, it's a no-brainer, and you're going to get way more people to reach out. So basically, you want to make it easy for people to raise their hand, or you want to make it easy for people to take a next step. So tell them exactly what to do. Now, if you've been waiting to grow your audience before you're quote-unquote attracting clients, or you think that you got to get out there and you got to chase the followers, you got to chase the views, from personal experience, I was there too. Stop. You don't need more followers unless you are at 0. If you have like no humans in your audience at all, then you probably need to go meet some friends, go network or do something, right? But most of the time, you just need a better message that makes people pay attention. You need some more powerful lead nurture process so you actually know how to nurture people and move people through your funnel, okay? So I'm going to leave you with that today. If you want me to send you, I know we jammed a lot more on messaging today. If you want me to send you a training that I recently did where I unpacked our whole magic messaging process, you can just drop the word messaging down below. Or if you're listening to this on the audio version of the podcast, there's nowhere to drop it below. So you could shoot me a DM on Facebook or Instagram and just say the word messaging. And I'll send you a video that will help you basically see how you can start crafting good messaging and good content that actually brings in more quality inbound leads. And make sure you click subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos on messaging, client attraction, and all the stuff that we jam on. And definitely like this video if it was helpful. This lets me know to make more content like this. And that's it for today. Go fix your content, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.